thanks for having a click on my video. This is the last of the videos about my masts, where I'll just go through some of the work I did, get the mast stepped, although I didn't film that because I don't like filming that sort of thing. Pop up the mast, do a couple of jobs up there, fit the rigid kicker, and add a new tube to that to make it work for the first time since I've had the boat. And what else do we do? Oh, I talk about the rigging wire and why I am really glad I changed or did this job, changed the rigging wire, did the job. So let's jump into it. So first of all, there is I used my laser level to get an upright line, get the mast centre of the line of the mast upright, so I could have a go at getting the Windex set. So it was about 45 degrees on each side. So hopefully that will do the job. After the Windex, I did sort of antennas, wiring and stuff like that. I actually ended up with a new VHF antenna and cable. I added an active antenna that should feed the stereo radio, and I've also got a shortwave receiver. I'm keen to have a play with that, so I wanted an antenna for that. I also added an antenna for sort of Wi-Fi, the mobile phone signal, but I think I was duped with that. I haven't connected it or done anything with that yet. Had some repairs, obviously, that I said, but yeah, you can sort of see some of the work that I've done. I particularly wanted to show you this because my rigging, some of it was 30 years old, and I found it really interesting. It had been coiled up for 3-4 weeks, and I wanted to show you that as I uncoiled it, it didn't go straight. It was I did record a video to show the new rigging as well, but I can't find that. So you'll have to take my word for it, but I guess if ever you buy some new rigging, you'll know. But you notice as I lay out this old rigging, especially down the bottom by the gate, it keeps its curve, and it definitely wasn't as flexible and as nice and sort of springy as the new wires were. So there definitely was some sort of hardening or something like that going on, but yeah, certainly made me pleased I was changing them and spending all that money. she's looking lovely in the sunlight. Good job you can't see the varnish work and stuff. Hey, sunshine, but still chilly. Once the mast was up, one of the next jobs was to feed all those wires back through, which I gave everything a nice clean up and popped them through, and they seem not to be leaking, so that's a definite bonus. The big connection was the radar, and I'd previously used nasty chocolate block, and I gather there's these modern connectors, Wago connectors. Others are available, I understand, but I didn't use those. I decided to solder it and heat shrink it on the basis that hopefully I won't be taking the mast down for a while. Maybe they'll even see my sailing out. So I thought, let's just go for some solder and some heat shrink, which is what I did. One of the other things I always do with that is wrap it into tin foil. Make sure that in that wrap is the into the outer sheathing to keep it suppressed. So yeah, then we could start putting the panels back. And there you can see the wind's not connected, so that's a panel that goes up and down quite regularly. Yes. Well, I've just been up the mast because obviously I'm doing the mast, done the mast, and when I put the wind vane sensor on the top, the nut fractured. So I've repaired that. I think I've got another video clip on that. And so I repaired that. So I popped up the mast, and just as I was putting it on, I noticed going up one of the arms had snapped. So we've replaced that. And so, yeah, we've been up the mast. Let me show you, well, I suppose I'll show you me first of all. So I've got harness on, a bit of string to hold the anemometer. I didn't film it. I don't like filming things that are bad if they go wrong. Nothing to be gained by that. So yeah, I did have another lifeline on as well, so I could hook it onto here. But that got stuck halfway as I was coming back down. Yeah, so let me spin you around and show you. Also, because the eye fitting's not really big enough to tie through, so I rely on the metal shackles. So I back that up with a sail tie as well. Also, because I'm diabetic, I'll even go up with some dextrose. Crazy all the things you have to think of, isn't it, eh? Hey ho. See you soon. Oh. So, yeah, there's my webbing ladder. There's the other lanyard, just sort of caught as I was coming down. I put them, I got to be honest, I don't wear them going up the first half. There's plenty to hold. You've got the lower shrouds. If I had to do it in the seaway, I'd think of something else. I have got one of these rings, but I've never used it, and I don't know. So anyway, once I'm above the spreaders, I have two lanyards around the mast, so I can go up the top there and replace the anemometer, which is now spinning nicely. Let's look at it spinning nicely. Oh yes. So pleased with that. I'm going to have a look, see if it works in a minute. Other things I did. So I have got I've got the main halyards and the topping lift. Topping lift's also got a hard eye, so it can act as a second main halyard if need to. I also tied off the Genoa halyards, so I had some sort of extra to hold on to. Yeah, went up and came down suitably slowly. So that's what I use to get up and down the mast. Oh, I wear a sturdy pair of boots because I have a bit of distance, and so my boots sort of wedge in and keep it off the mast a little bit. So I'm not just balancing on my toes, I'm properly stood on the webbing. Yeah. Can't say it's my favourite thing to do, but it gets the job done. And I have done many more things up there, yeah, let's hope we don't have to go up for a little while longer. That'd be good. Yeah, so that's going up the mast. Now I'm playing with the new gimbal thing, see what that thing. So I've moved the boat so I can do some jumps. That's got to be good. So there she is behind me. I don't know what jobs to do, but there's plenty of jobs to do. So it's going to be a quite nice day. So we'll pop home, have a bit of breakfast with the family, and then put some warmer clothes on and come back down and hit those jobs. Yep. So you can see there we are. So there's a bit of, you probably can't see it, but there's like a slight taper on that where this bolt's been jilling around. The bottom's not too bad. So let me show you. I've made some bits and pieces. I've got some plain washers, and I've made a top hat tapered washer that I fit the taper, or I've made a top hat plain washer. Hi. Yeah, it's quite nice down here, really, isn't it? So that's the non-tapered one, and we can see that doesn't fit. Or is that the tapered one? No, that's the tapered one. I think. Oh, that might go in, actually. That might pull down nice and tight. So I think we'll go for that one. We'll take off the self-amalgamating tape. And then that will go in there. It does go in there. Just a bit of burr on the end. Cool. Let's have a look when it's all together. jobs I did was work on the boom, vang, solid, rigid kicker, whichever you want to call it. Mine didn't work. As you can see, the cylinder that provided the thrust was definitely corroded and the gas had long gone, and so we were using a topping lift. But I sort of looked on the internet and I found a company that provided nice stainless steel pre-filled gas cylinders, and it was interesting. It did a huge force, I think, and it was adjustable, so you could adjust it down to suit your boom. I'm not sure how I feel about a solid kicker. Seems to put a lot of force on the boom, but I have adjusted it down so it's sort of supporting the weight of the boom and the sail quite nicely. And you can see here I'm sort of fitting it all together, and the company, I'll see if I can find their details again, I'll put them in the description. The company were most helpful, and nice to have a stainless steel fitting rather than the old steel one that had come with the original equipment. Hey, who would know? But there you are. Thanks for taking a look at these 3 videos. I'm sorry they're a bit bitty, but I was more keen on getting the job done than videoing it, which I suppose is a bit naughty if you've taken the time to look at it. I have now bought myself a microphone, so hopefully that will get better. I'm glad I did the job. I'm glad I did the job myself. I was pleased to be able to check the masts. I was pleased to be able to go through and do the other jobs that would have cost extra over and above the quote from the rigger, in that I changed the LED lighting, changed the cables in the mast, changed the antennas, the VHF antenna, the active antenna, and those sorts of things. I fitted 3 new halyards, 2 Genoa halyards, new spinnaker halyard, and the lazy jacks were new as well. So my list of jobs was stepping the mast, stripping and checking. The thing that took the longest was measuring the rigging. I just wanted it to be accurate, and as you saw, I checked the tape measure and did things like that. Did some repairs to the mast, or to the mizzen mast. The main mast was, thankfully, touch wood, in pretty good condition. Did some repairs to the foot of the mizzen mast. The sheaves had seized up and those sorts of things. There was some of the anodizing was sort of wearing off on the main mast. I think it's probably original from 1975. It's a pretty heavy sort of material section. I don't think it's going to fall down unless the wires break. No hidden corrosion, I don't think, anything like that. Where there was a metal spinning halyard, so I painted some bits. I managed to find some paint that sort of matched the mast reasonably well. That was it. It was a surprising lot of work. I took the mast down in October, and I cajoled my friends into, whether they're still my friends, I'm not sure, helped me to put the mast back up on New Year's Eve. So it just happened to be a fairly windless winter sunny day. So that was a good thing done. And then it took me quite a few weeks to get everything back on, do the kicker, do some work on the gooseneck, fit the anemometer, rewire it all up, and those sorts of things. And then eventually we got to go out for a test sail. I took her out for 2 or 3 test sails, obviously starting in the lighter breeze, and working up until I was actually out in sort of nearly 30 knots, which gave her a good test. And I just went around and tweaked the rigging. I would say I've got my rigging so that the leeward, when it's blowing, it's not flopping around, but it has lost some tension. But I think for a simple masthead rig, I don't have a problem with that. What else? And then the jobs continue on. I've added roller reefing, which I bought second hand since this video was made, and I've added a second-hand roller reefing sail. It came with the boat, and it's quite nice. It's got a foam luff and all sorts. It's quite old, and those sorts of things. So there's always plenty to do. So thanks for having a look. Please, can you give me a like, a thumbs up if you've got this far? I really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm actually feeling quite excited I've made this video. I've put it off for a while. It's been a few weeks since I did it. I've been super busy at work. But I've just finished a big bathroom job, so that's good. Except my van's broken down. Hey. But I've been on a couple of little sailing trips, and I think I've got a bit of video material from that. And I've been doing some other jobs. I've done the cutlass bearing, and I've just renewed the steering cables, and I'm just sewing some new windows in the spray hood. But we're getting there with the jobs. Hopefully we'll be in a position to go off and do some proper sailing. Proper sailing for me is bumbling around the channel and around the bay. So put that into context. But yeah, thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up and a like. Really appreciate it. And yeah, take care.